Guys, I'm 1 week in to my keto diet and I already cheated? Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're gonna talk about if I actually cheated on my diet only a week into it. 2, we're gonna go over my results. And 3, we have to address some seriously messed up comments from my previous video talking about how I was going on a keto diet. Before we get in today's video though, I wanna ask you, 1, if you wanna follow my journey on a keto diet, or if you want to get more flexible or stronger on the Aerial Silks, please hit the like and subscribe button with the notification bell on. The notification bell will let you know every single time I post a new video. Well, you guys, okay, 1 week in and let's talk about the big cheat. I didn't really cheat. I already told you guys I was gonna cheat because I happen to have a lot of high carb food around the house. I just wasn't going to go into this and throw out a bunch of food. I hate being wasteful. So basically what I said in my last video was I was gonna microdose a keto diet into my life, which I did. So I would say 80% of the foods I ate were low carb, low or no sugar, and then 20% did have starch and some natural sugar. Now, in general, when I am home, I always eat low or no sugar. It's the starch that has been getting me. And as a reminder, if you haven't watched the last video, what's been going on with me is I have a cruise channel. I am a cruise content creator. I will go on 4 cruises a year. I will eat whatever, and I'll come back 5 pounds heavier, go back to eating my healthy anti-inflammatory diet, lose some of the weight, but not all of the weight, and then go on another cruise, gain more weight, come back, lose some of the weight. So by going on a keto diet, I'm hoping to just rev up my metabolism because, again, I already feel pretty good about what I put into my body. I just think I've been eating a little too much starch, a little too much natural sugar, which not only slows my metabolism, but it makes me crave more food. And as a result, I end up eating more. A week into my 80% keto diet, this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that I'm not as hungry. And the cheats are things like some protein bars that I have left over that maybe are sweetened with honey or have a lot of carbs, too many carbs to be considered keto, but they're still made with all natural ingredients. I'm not eating utter garbage, but even with the changes I've been making already, I've been craving food a lot less, and I love it. Also, I've been feeling super energetic, a lot less sluggish. It's been hot outside, and normally when it's this hot, we can get into those tired modes, but I feel raring to go. So these are just some things I've been noticing. Now, before I get to my weigh-in and we talk about if I've been losing weight yet, I want to talk about some of the comments. Listen, some well-meaning people wrote some pretty rude comments, and we need to talk about why it's rude so you don't do that on other people's YouTube channels. And also, we need to talk about why it's a little dangerous that you're doing that as well. So let me bring up my trusty little phone here. Before we go over the nastiness though, I just want to say there were a few positive comments, people saying I'm struggling with that too. So I really did appreciate that. Now, the first negative comment, which was the lesser of the 3 negative comments I got, was simply thyroid issues. Now, I want to say something about why that was extremely inappropriate that you wrote that. First of all, I literally just rewatched my video because I was like, maybe I asked for people to write in the comments about what they thought it could be why I couldn't lose weight anymore. No, you guys, I never asked. I never asked for advice about dieting. I never asked for more information about dieting. And I never asked your thoughts about why I couldn't lose weight. I actually told you why I was struggling with weight. I was struggling because I was going on cruise vacations. I was overeating. And at age 45, your metabolism starts to slow down. So when I came off of my cruise and I went back to my normal healthy diet, the weight wasn't falling off like it used to 15, 20 years ago, okay? So I overate and I gained weight. Now, when you are not healthy, do you throw your hormones out of whack? Of course. I'm sure my thyroid is slightly out of whack. But in terms of like a mega thyroid issue, I don't think so. And even if I did have one, it's not really your place as a video viewer and not a doctor to diagnose through the internet. Especially when you don't even know me, you don't know what my regular lifestyle is like, and you've run no tests on me. Not your place, really inappropriate. Don't be posting stuff like that on people's channels. Okay, second negative comment. My sister had the same issue. I just put her on a moderate protein, high carb, and low fat diet. Whole foods, walk 10K steps a day, and go to the gym sometimes a week. Results, keep dropping weight, doesn't need to track calories. Okay, so first of all, if you saw the last video, I talked about how I'm on an anti-inflammatory diet. Anti-inflammatory diet is high in good, healthy fats. So I have a lot of olive oils, avocados, stuff like that. Secondly, when I eat carbs, I crave more carbs. So the carbs I do eat are healthy, brown rice, couscous, quinoa, but I can't just have one serving. I end up having so much. That's why keto works for me. Now, you can do keto and be unhealthy. Like, there are so many processed keto foods you could eat. When I do keto, which, by the way, I've done before and has worked for me in the past. When I do keto, I do lots of greens, lots of veggies, and lots of antibiotic-free meats and fish. I'll also have some nuts and some berries in there. It's worked for me before. I said that in the video. You don't have to recommend an entirely different diet. I also get the feeling from this comment that you think I was just like, oh, I'm gonna try keto, like an effing idiot that didn't read about it, that didn't read different books about it, that didn't watch other YouTube videos from doctors about it. I not only have done this before successfully in the past, but I did research then, I did more research now. Again, no need to recommend a completely separate diet. The third thing in here that you said that was completely effed up and inappropriate was that I should walk 10K steps a day. First of all, I measure my steps every day. I live in Manhattan. In the video, it showed me walking around, and I even said I have to walk up 4 flights in this subway to get to the top. I usually average 10 to 15K steps a day. And in addition to my 10 to 15K steps a day, I usually have 3 days a week where I will dedicate it to walking uphill on a treadmill. I can't run, so I know if anyone is tempted to be like, you should try running, in the comments, I can't run. I have a back issue. So by suggesting, oh, just walk 10K steps a day when someone already does more than that, that's rude. Also, I'm sorry, tell me you don't know anything about aerial training without telling me you don't know anything about aerial training. I also train aerial 4 to 5 days a week. Do you know how hard it is to train aerial? Do you know how much muscle I have on my body? When you are doing the aerial silks, you are literally pulling your body weight up a silk, like, for the entire time you're training. Also involves a tremendous amount of core strength. And then on top of that, I train flexibility, which a lot of people think is just sitting around and stretching, but it's not. It's actually a lot of Pilates-based strength training. And it's a lot of core and back strength training as well. So not only was your advice not asked for, not appropriate for me, but it was rude. Because by suggesting I do 10K steps when I'm already doing like 15K a day and training aerial and Pilates and all this other stuff, is like you're saying, oh, well, that's all my sister needs. You're screwed. It doesn't help. I just saw that the third comment was taken down. It was another one that essentially said, all you have to do is walk 10,000 steps a day. Anyway, do you guys see how it's inappropriate to write that kind of stuff on someone else's page? I mean, even if you were a nutritionist or a doctor, it would still be inappropriate because you don't know that person. You don't understand what they do for exercise every day. You don't understand what they eat on a regular basis. So it's inappropriate. So my whole point is, let's not do that. Let's just follow the journey, see if it helps. If it doesn't help, if I need advice, maybe I'll ask the internet. More likely, I will read a book because I tend to trust literature more than random people that I don't know. No offense. And that's the diet and weight loss lecture of the day. All right, moving on. Finally, let's do a weigh-in. So last week we started at 153.6. So I want to say that is 2 pounds down from when I came off from my last cruise 3 weeks ago. And after a week of 80% carbs, let's see if she lost any weight. Drum roll, please. I got nothing to drum roll on. So air drum roll, da 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 da. We are at 152.4. So about a pound loss. And you guys, I don't expect the weight to just drop off of me. Again, my goal is about 135. When I do go on cruises, I will not be eating keto. And also, I'm sure I will indulge on special occasions. So this week, I will go into full-on keto diet, meaning hopefully I'll get my body into ketosis. I have like one more starchy carb meal at home. That's this frozen couscous. I'll probably have that for breakfast tomorrow. And then after that, I will officially be eating only low carb food. So we'll see how it goes. My next check-in will be in a month. I'll still post other content before then, like aerial silks and flexibility tutorials. If there's anything else you would like to see from me, please let me know in the comments below. And once again, just your reminder to subscribe if you want to continue following my journey. Until the next time, I hope you guys have a fit and fabulous day. Bye-bye.